us again. Okay, so we got a lot of really good feedback from our first podcast episode, which if you haven't listened to, you should go check it out. We introduced ourselves and told a little bit about our story, and we got a lot of other questions to hear more. So we're going to start with fun facts about us. They're not that fun today. We're going to tell you where we grew up, where we went to college, and what we majored in.
We figured we'd try and do it every single week so you guys can get to know a little bit about Kara and I. I think a lot of you guys, as of right now, are aware of like us being bloggers, but we figured we'd try and like get to know you more on a personal level. So as we continue to grow, we're actually truly building a community of all of us, not just between you guys. We want to be a part of the community just as much as you guys are going to be a part of it.
Yeah.
So I'll let Kara take this one away.
So I was born in Arizona, raised in Oklahoma, went to college, University of Oklahoma, didn't go too far, and my major was business. It was energy management, which is like the business side of oil, and economics. So I'm totally an economics nerd. I tutored economics all through college. So
That's why we call her the IT numbers person. She's making all these graphs and throwing me all these numbers, and I'm just like, what?
Pretty. Yeah, laugh at the graph.
Looks great. Okay, I was like, are you done?
Yeah.
I was born in Chicago, but I actually grew up in Minneapolis. So whoop whoop Midwest. I went to school at St. Cloud State, Minnesota, which was not far either. It was probably like an hour and a half away from my house. I'm a family girl. So the fact that I live in Colorado is pretty crazy because my whole family's home. I majored in community psychology, so I'm a big, which is the hugest difference between Kara and I. She's like very numbers person. I'm a big people person. I like to kind of read people. I'm really into the mind. I'm really into how everything basically makes up how you think and everything that goes into psychology. So that is why I think Kara and I work so well together, because we're totally opposite in that section of our life, I guess. Most everything else we're pretty similar. Like we're a little funky, a little weird. ADD, we've realized in the past weeks. We love fashion, although different types of fashion. And then, we're big lovers.
We are. Positive.
Both of us, big positive people.
Okay,
let's get into it. I don't know if you guys saw, we're calling this one Planning Content Like a Boss. # girl boss. So basically we're just going to kind of give you guys insight on why we think planning content is a huge benefit, and why most bloggers should do that. If you had listened to our podcast, we definitely were very frank in saying that we don't plan very well. We're trying to kind of get better at doing that as we go, which we have in the past couple months. But as we started out as bloggers, neither of us are planners naturally. So it's taken a while to get up to that. Only in the last few months have we really both kind of tackled that. So that's kind of why we figured we'd jump into it with the holidays coming up. Last year I did absolutely, I was like, I should plan something for Christmas, like the week before Christmas, like hello. You should plan that like 2 months out, 3 months out, there's a lot that goes into it. So we're going to tell you why benefits, and then a few tips to kind of get your guys' brains thinking about how you can do that for your own blog.
Yeah.
So I'll let you start.
So our first let's talk about what is a content plan for those of you that aren't totally aware. So it's basically like a schedule for the content that you're going to publish. So you kind of plan out like when your posts are going to happen, how many times a week you're going to post. It's also called like an editorial calendar or a content calendar, or also a publishing schedule. So those come from like magazines, obviously. Magazines thinking about content in like December are like pitching people in like September, or they're receiving pitches from people for stories. So they're obviously way more ahead of the game than we need to be, but like...
Thank God.
Yeah. But holiday-wise, like, it's pretty close. Like, I've already gotten requests and I'm planning out some holiday content from brands. So the bigger brands are starting like around now with their influencer programs, and then smaller brands, like, it could be literally December 1st when they're like, hey, we should probably be doing something.
Which is totally fine. You kind of live and you learn, as that corny saying goes, but basically last year, once it all of a sudden was hitting Christmas and I see all these people's gift guides coming out weeks before, and I'm just like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Now this year, we're actually already in talks of planning gift guides and gift giveaways and everything, and reaching out this coming week to be obviously posting for Christmas and New Year's and whatnot. So there's, and we could have even probably started, to Kara's point, if we were working with huger brands, month or two ago.
Yeah.
Just because if you think of any business, usually it's like quarterly. And if you think of that, they've been planning for this since the beginning of summer and then start pushing things out towards the beginning of fall. So just to kind of get your heads in that business mindset of why people do what they're doing.
So why do you need a content calendar? If you're like me, you didn't think you needed one until you started getting so busy and you had like notes scattered everywhere and you're like, wait, I need to like plan. Yeah. So the first reason is obviously so then you're not scrambling to create content. I'm sure we've all had the scenario where you open Instagram and you're totally blank on what to post, or you come home at like 8 p.m. after a long day of work and it's like time to write a blog post and you have like no ideas. So the idea is like if you think of your content ahead and you even start drafting it before it's like the day before it's due, then you're going to be ready and it's going to be better content by planning ahead. Second reason is consistency. Your readers can like start to know what to expect from you if you post like an outfit picture on Instagram every Tuesday morning, or like you normally post on Tuesdays and Thursdays on your blog. Readers start to know like, hey, I can go to her blog on Tuesday and she's going to have some like fresh new content for me to look at. And then obviously efficiency. It's way easier if you like...
What is that?
you like sit down and plan some stuff at once versus like, you know, restarting the task every time. Like the idea is batching. So think of it like every time I do a photo shoot, I have to drag out all my crap. Like I have to drag out my tripod and my camera and my lighting and plug it in and set it up. So like if I were to take a bunch of photos in that one shoot, I only have to pull out all my crap once. But like the same goes for blogging, like pulling out your computer, opening all your apps, opening your desktops, like getting into the right frame of mind. If you can like batch all your work together, then it's like way more efficient and you get it done way faster.
Yeah, and a lot less stress.
Yeah.
And to be like, I like to be totally honest with you guys. I was literally just trying to figure out what to post this evening. And I've gotten pretty well at planning out my posts. If you guys remember of last week's live session, we were talking about some of the apps that are important or free to use. And one of the ones that we utilize that we told you guys about was Planoly. And once I've been introduced to that, it has helped me a lot with being able to look at my grid and see exactly what it's going to look like. But at the same time, if you guys follow me on my personal blog, you know that I'm in the middle of transferring my website over, and it's been extremely late nights, and my mind's been a little bit all over the place. I haven't been getting as much sleep as I should, and it's just been crazy. So I haven't been able to have every single thing planned out, and you need to be easy on yourselves too. You know, you can't always do it, but it's way more efficient if you can utilize some of those apps and get some of your pictures and know what, if you're going to like to know it, knowing what outfits you're going to tag onto it and having the pieces already pulled on your app, it's going to help you instead of sitting there the 30 minutes before you want to post, living on your phone, trying to find the items, trying to edit the picture, trying to plan out what you want to say for the picture, hashtags for the picture, and so on and so forth. It just can get absolutely exhausting. I think that's a really easy way for people to get burnt out, is you're basically, which I don't know if this is going to make sense, so let's see if this works, but like, you know when you're living like paycheck to paycheck with a business, that's basically like you're living post to post to post, and it's exhausting because you're constantly, you're never ahead of the game.
Yeah.
So I think that works.
Yeah, it does work. And the other thing with that is like then you really have no long-term plan. If you're just only ever thinking about, seriously, if you're only ever thinking about the next post, then like what is your content plan for like a month? Like, whereas you could plan ahead and you could have, like, a theme. Like, obviously, the holidays is probably, like, gifting is a good theme. But, like, there's other months when you could have, like, a theme. And planning ahead is going to make your content make more sense for your audience. It's not just, like, here's a recipe and here's this outfit and also this I did the other day. And everyone's like, whoa, what are you doing? You're all over the place.
And, like, obviously, sometimes I think a lot would have gotten into my head to let you guys know what I've stressed about is you see those huge bloggers and they go on these trips and they seem to be posting, like, as of the moment, and you're kind of like, how are you living in the moment and posting? What you're not realizing is some of the pictures they're throwing in the middle of, yes, they're posting live basically what they're doing, but some of the ones they're throwing in the middle, they've already had planned out, which then filling in the pictures of what you're doing live and doing a short caption, or if you're in Italy, you don't even need a caption, just post the picture.
Yeah.
Much easier. They're not just living off of a whim. Most of them, I would say, are not living off of a whim, so don't ever let someone else's what their feed looks like make you think what they're doing, because you don't know, and most successful bloggers are very planned out because that's just what you need to do.
Yeah,
exactly.
And the other thing with that is like every post of theirs may not be planned to like here's the picture I'm posting, here's the caption I'm posting, and here's my hashtags. But they have like a content plan as far as like, I'm going to post an outfit, and then I'm going to post a close-up detail shot, and then a food picture. And so they have this kind of system where they can just go through and like, they know what their next post needs to be. It needs to be a detail shot, and they can just take one if they're on the fly and feeling spontaneous, but like, they know what they're posting next, conceptually at least, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it totally did. No, and that was a good add-on, because, I mean, it's, yeah, to Kara's point, they're not always every single post or every single caption figured out. But I think a lot of that goes into also like what we were saying about cohesive feeds last week as well, with the apps and everything. It's going to help you figure out how you want your feed to look, as like, it's not going to happen overnight, like we said, but if you start to plan out, you're going to figure out how your feed's going to look and how the colors can match up. And then if you want the foods, if you want the outfits, if you want a shoe pick, whatever you guys want to do, or that, you know, when they're traveling like the cool streets or something and there's not even them in the picture.
Yeah.
You start to figure those things out ahead of the game, even though you might take the picture 30 minutes before you post it.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Yeah. So we have like 6 basic tips for creating a content plan. So the first one is to time block. And I kind of talked about this a little bit with batching. But the idea here is that you would block out like a day or a few hours the month before, and then plan content for the whole month. So examples of like content you'd be planning would be your post ideas, maybe some like tentative shoot dates of when you need to like take the picture to then be able to have time to like edit or draft the post, and then brands to pitch, which for the holidays it's obviously a different schedule. But for the most part, you could probably pitch a brand and then maybe get a post in the same month. It's usually like 1 to 2 weeks for like negotiating, 1 to 2 weeks for shipping, 1 to 2 weeks for content creation.
People are asking for 3 days. That's be times
insane.
when you guys push back.
Yeah.
As a blogger side tip from this conversation, we have had some conversations of other bloggers who have had, you know, really quick turnarounds, and know when to push back, know your limits, even if they're offering you thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
Obviously, I know a lot of us are working up towards that, but there have been bloggers that even though they're offering, you know, twice the rate, if you're asking for an obscene turnaround time, like just don't
rearrange your life.
Yeah, this is a business. Just like their business, your business, and you need to plan like a business, and you can't be running around like a chicken with no head, because it's going to come off very easily in your feed and your stories and everything else that you guys are doing.
I would say the average time frame for collaborations is probably like, they probably want to see content a week or so after you get the product. So no matter how long it takes before that to negotiate and get the product, do all the shipping, usually it's like a week is probably a good amount of time.
And I found, like, I've had a time where something was supposed to get shipped to me previously, and I missed the weekend that I was going to shoot everything, and got shipped to me afterwards, and then I was traveling the next weekend. So what I did was at least share the brand through my stories. The brand it wasn't like I was going against what me and the brand, you know, agreed upon, but usually, like Kara's point, it's nice to get things out about a week afterwards, just to obviously show your interest and get it out to your followers. And if there's something you can't do, at least being active and showing that their brand and kind of talking about their brand can also just be a huge little benefit. And a story takes us all of, what did they last, like 30 seconds? I don't even think they last that long. 10 seconds. So
maybe
I mean,
15.
I was gonna say, that's a really good question. If anyone knows that, please comment how long a story is. But you know, it can just be a nice thing just to give them any shout out can mean the world to them, instead of being like, well, they're not paying me for the story, or that wasn't a part of the agreement. Like, just do it. Because if you want to work with the brand in the future too, like, it's always nice to just like give them a little boost up. It takes you all of 10 to 15 seconds.
It's like, I've got the product, I'm working on it, like, not, you know, it's not going to be immediate, but like, I haven't forgotten about you.
Yeah, and I'm excited about it, and I want to show my followers about it.
Right.
That's all you're really trying to get it across. It doesn't need to be the perfect story. You don't even really have to show them the product. Just talk about it.
Yeah. So I think the second tip is to plan your blog content first, and then kind of plan your social content around that. So like, as influencers, our blog is our primary platform. Even though our following might be bigger on Instagram, like, our blog is the core of what we do. So being able to like plan. Is that French, probably? Plan.
We're just planning over here.
Yeah.
I feel like I did an English accent.
We're not good at accents, probably. So planning your like sponsored posts first, obviously, because you're getting paid for those.
Most importantly.
Yeah. Then planning gifted content, and then planning like fun random content. So you can like plan your supporting posts for your blog on your Instagram, and then kind of infill with all the extra type stuff that you want to talk about, like fun outfit of the day or like random taco that you ate that changed your life.
That's what you pull out.
Yeah.
Random taco.
That'd be something I'd want to tell people about. A good taco.
Yeah, I'm like a pasta girl, which it was National Pasta Day the other day, so maybe I should have posted. Didn't plan too well for that one.
You didn't plan ahead. Okay, so yeah, plan your blog content on your blog, and then plan your social calendar, fancy social calendar, around your blog. Okay, tip 3. I sound like a teacher.
I know, you're rolling like your little list and everything.
Sorry.
She's the list person, like we have said in multiple other lives. I'm like I'm just going to go off what's on my heart type girl. But thank God we're both, because she needs to go off the heart and I need the list. So
yeah, we need a base list to give us direction, and then her,
we need the craziness.
It's not boring.
Me.
So tip 3 is to get a scheduler. These are a life changer if you're not a planner.
I know. Swear this is our first
crazy
class.
over here. Okay, so the perk to a scheduler is that you can basically sit down and plan like your whole social media calendar for your week within like an hour probably, if you plan ahead. So for Instagram, we already talked about Planoly last week. We are obsessed. We love it. It's a life changer.
It really is a life changer. And even the free version, like you can obviously pay to upgrade, which I think it was only like $40 to $50 for 3 months, which is not bad at all, obviously. But you can also use the free version, which I think has like 30 uploads a month. So obviously, if you're the type of person that does like once a day, or even if you do like once most days, and then like the second ones, don't put those ones into Planoly. Like be planned and do the ones that you want, like your fashion ones, your paid ones, your gifted ones, and then you can just off the cusp. That's when you throw in like the breakfast when you cook breakfast. The breakfast when you go to brunch with your girlfriends, or you're at a happy hour and you take a really cute OOTD or OOTN. You can obviously just add that into the feed, and you don't really have to think about it because you already have your cohesive feed set up for the month, and you can just kind of go off a whim, which makes it way more fun than being like, oh my god, does this fit in?
Yeah.
What do I say? Does this even go with anything? And then you don't even post because you've overthought everything.
Right.
Which has happened to me all the time.
Which is, life. So Instagram, Planoly, we love it. Love it. The other two that are similar are, there's one called Later, which I used for a while and I liked it pretty good, but it wasn't as like simple as Planoly. Like you had to kind of schedule out things a little better, and it wasn't as easy to like see just your feed and like click and drag things around. And that one is the same, where it's like free to an extent, and then there's a paid upgrade. And then there's another one called Unum, which I think is pretty similar. Yeah, like UNUM. Which I haven't tried, but I've heard it's really similar to Planoly. So, then Facebook and Twitter. The one I like the best is /social, because I think it has some of the most paid free features. So you can get the most without having to upgrade your plan. And then there's Hootsuite and Buffer. So those are ones that post for you. So like if you were to sit down on Sunday night...
Not for Instagram,
but for Twitter and Facebook. You're allowed to have the apps post on your behalf. So you can literally schedule out all of your posts for a week and then do nothing. And then when you get onto platforms, the time you're spending is like actually engaging about your posts. You're not spending time like researching hashtags or like uploading or writing your caption.
Or finding an article to repost on Facebook. Because that can also be some of the things. This is another side tip from CJ. But you don't always have to post your content to like Pinterest and Twitter and Facebook.
Yeah.
Obviously Instagram is like your magazine or your... right? Like magazine, basically
like
just like who you are.
Mm-hmm.
But the other apps, you can obviously post one of you, post a quote from somebody else, repost somebody else on Twitter, repost an article somebody's posted. Sometimes the reposts of the articles I've done on Facebook have reached so many more people than what my picture will.
Right.
And that just brings new people looking at your page and at least seeing your name and giving you exposure to people that you normally wouldn't due to whatever article you've done. So you don't always have to be posting new things or your content. You can be reposting other bloggers, other articles, and other things to fill it up. So you're actually hitting, I think you're supposed to post like 5 to 6 tweets a day or something 3 times on Facebook. You know, there's so many different numbers out there, which she'll probably tell you more about sometime, but there's so many different things out there that if you're always only trying to post your own content, it's going to get exhausting, and most bloggers, especially the ones that aren't as huge, aren't going to have that much to post every single day, so it'll just run dry.
And the other thing, especially with Twitter and Pinterest, is those platforms are not all about you, where Instagram is like a very curated feed that's all from you. Like, Twitter and Pinterest are more like, Twitter's more like a conversation, and Pinterest is more like idea sharing. So you really
like
want
a search engine, like Google is like Pinterest for girls.
Yeah. So it is. So on those platforms, you want to kind of establish yourself as like a curator of good content versus like you just talking about yourself the whole time. Like I mean, you've probably been to a party where there's that one person and they like can somehow make everything about them. It's like, I went on a trip to Hawaii. I went on a trip to the moon last week, and I got like 5 rocks, and I'm going to like what?
Or like the Me Tooers.
Yeah.
Like I went on a trip to Hawaii. Oh
my
God, I did
too. Like
we freaking get it. We're talking about my trip to Hawaii.
But like, don't be that person on social media where you're just like my outfit and my this and blah blah blah. And like Instagram is fine, but like Twitter, it shouldn't be all your stuff, and Pinterest especially should like definitely be, because it's an idea sharing board. Anyway, back to our things. That was a good aside, but
yeah, sidebar.
Pinterest schedulers, we love Tailwind. We are obsessed with Tailwind,
and we just started on it, you guys. So like, we're not like, we are not gurus. We don't even know fully, you know, after 6 months how much it'll affect us. Where if you Google Tailwind, or if you Google like how to use Pinterest, you'll find a lot of bloggers that have written posts about, you know, the fact that after 2 months or 3 months or 4 months, it's like 3 times their traffic to their blog.
Yeah.
I started it and then kind of even told Kara about it within a day, and we both signed up for it, and I haven't even gone crazy on it. I'm still on the free version, actually. You have like a free trial where you can pin up to 100 pins, and you can add different slots and everything, but basically it's just pinning like any of the other apps we were just telling you about, pinning for you. So I would get on there for maybe 15 to 20 minutes one Sunday, and I had pins going, and this was beginning of September, I had pins going all the way through October. And that's how easy it was. And I wasn't doing all of my content. I was doing other bloggers, other articles, recipes that I liked. And then I was also not even doing all of my new content. I went and did some of my new content, and then I went a year or so back and was posting things for fall that I had shot last year. Yeah. Obviously, I'm not going to be, you know, most of the products are probably sold out, whatever, but it gets people to your blog, and that's the most important part, is once they get to your blog, they're going to start poking around and seeing what else you have new, and that's what's going to bring the biggest traffic to it. And we have found in the last month, maybe I would even say, using it, that our traffic, we've already gained, you know, 10 followers on Pinterest in a week, and
which is good for us.
Which, yeah, I mean,
we just started our Pinterest,
and we weren't even really doing anything on it past just like pushing out some of our content. And so to have grown 10 followers in a week is something that could take a long time. Like, you can't interact on Pinterest like Instagram or Facebook or Twitter.
Comment on pins, really. I guess some people do, but it's like,
do you think I still do that?
I've never done it.
Comment in here if you comment
on
Pinterest,
pins, like regularly, if that's like something that's...
Or if you just, and comment, I guess, how many times you get on Pinterest. I'm kind of curious about...
Like, how much time you spend a day.
Because I used to, like, obviously college when you have nothing to do, but...
And just, like, hoarding
your life.
And like, at least it's not things, like, it won't clutter up my apartment.
Seriously, and, like, just, like, looking at things. And then as I got into business, before I was really hardcore blogging, I totally fell off Pinterest, minus just recipes on what Kirby and I wanted to cook that weekend.
Yeah.
So now that I've gotten back into it, it honestly spikes so much inspiration, whether you're a blogger or not, just to kind of see what the pictures out there, if you want to go somewhere, a do-it-yourself project, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And another benefit, I guess, with Tailwind is I still get on Pinterest now that I'm telling you guys that. Now I've found a new love for it again. You are having pins pinned for you in the background, and then getting on there and pinning yourself as well.
Yeah.
You're having double the pins with having to do half the work.
Right.
So, huge benefit. And you don't have to think about it when you're pinning this by yourself. You just pin whatever you like. And it makes it way more fun, and it's not like a business.
You don't make sure you're like hitting all the boards and like spacing them out.
Thank you for like clarifying.
Yeah.
I don't know if you get what I'm saying.
And then you can also like pin to secret boards. Like, so if your main feed is like boards that your audience would like, and you have like a secret board for like your favorite tacos, then you can
She's on a taco kick today, and we ate Chinese food, so I don't know why. But
Then you could pin 20 tacos in a row and people wouldn't unfollow you. Be like, why is this girl obsessed with tacos? I don't want to follow her on Pinterest anymore. I can't handle it.
Or like people do stuff for like weddings, I think. I had like my wedding board was live, but like my bridesmaid one was secret because I wanted to pin how to ask my bridesmaids what type of dresses, and I didn't want everyone seeing my entire plan.
Exactly.
So things like that, even just in your own life, you can keep things a secret, which make it a little bit more personal, and you obviously then don't have to like worry about who's seeing what you're doing. I think I've also done, to be real, on a blogger level, I've done like a photo shoot one where I've had like certain paid collaborations. Yeah, like the bedding one I just did. If you follow me on my account, I was like, okay, I'm a blogger that stands in the street, usually with my OTN. How do I look non-sexual and lay in this bed? Because I do not want to push that type of things out. I don't want to get all these men following me and saying all these things on my comments. So I really had to do some research for my husband to shoot me without making me look sexual.
Make it about the bedding.
Yeah, to make it about the bedding. And so I just created a secret board to have photo shoot ideas, and that way I'm not like filling people's feeds with like a girl laying in a bed 15 times or whatever else. And they think I'm some weirdo. It's just a secret thing that I can then go back to and reference when I need to use it for my business.
Yeah.
So that's our long rant on Pinterest.
It is. The other one is Board Booster, which is similar to Tailwind. Never tried it, don't know if it's good, but it's out there. Maybe it's cheaper than Tailwind.
I haven't heard of Board Booster.
I don't know. We like Tailwind. We will probably not be using Board Booster.
Yeah, to be honest, we won't even go into detail on that.
Tailwind. Tip number 4, which we kind of touched on before. Recycle your old...
I was like, I don't even know what the tip is.
Yeah.
She has her little list in front of her.
Recycle your old content. So maybe it's like...
Definitely.
You retweet a link to your post from last week because tweets get lost like instantly. Maybe you repost like something earlier within the month. Like if you post a gift guide, maybe a week later you're like, hey, reminder, like get some gifts. Here's my guide. Or even a year ago, like you were saying, you can bring up old content. And honestly, like good trends don't change that often. Like how long have we've been wearing booties? At least like 3 years.
Or over the knee boots, or the cute floppy hats. Like those have
like
always
the good
been
stuff
a thing.
is always around. So if you have like good classic posts, or even seasonal posts that are just cute, like Christmas tree stuff, if you do Christmas or that kind of thing, where it's like kind of always the same to an extent, you can repin those, and that's just making good use of your content and just bringing it up like seasonally, because it only like lasts a month or so anyway. So if you use it every year, it's like, you know, it was worth it.
Totally. I mean, I literally just pinned stuff from last Christmas. Or not last Christmas, but like right before Christmas, and I was kind of like, well, this is silly, I'm pinning this, this is like a year old. It got so many repins. I was like, oh, cool, like, because it's still in style, and people are still looking for the inspiration, even though I might, you know, everything's already sold out, they just want the inspiration of how to style something.
Yeah.
So just kind of keeping that in mind. I think the same can go for Instagram. I think it's really touchy sometimes, depending on what it is. You know, like I have things... or from the bedding shoot, and I have some of the pictures I love that weren't really technically of me in the bedding that I'm going to want to post for like a morning one or coffee or whatever, and I'll keep that until I want to do it. But also like a year ago, if you sometimes, crazy enough, like shoes or dresses, I just realized a pair of booties I wear all of the time got restocked in like 8 colors and are now available, and I've been able to now repin things or Instagram things from a year ago, just because I don't have to reshoot the boots. It's a great picture, and it's still something that can work. So if you're like on Like to Know It, being aware of some of the sales or some of the things that actually restock, it can also be beneficial to not have to go take a brand new picture of those same boots that you shot 15 times the winter before. Find a great picture that still fits into your new feed or however it looks now, and work with it. So I think just being aware of what you've shot, aware of the of what products you have, and if they restock is also like something that can save you a lot of time from having to reshoot an entire new outfit.
Yeah, because like posting every day doesn't mean you have to be writing new content every day. Like
some people do, which I'm like, get it, girl.
But also you don't have to. Like if it's literally relevant, it literally is restocked, it's still in style, like why would you go through the effort to go reshoot it when you could just use stuff you've already made and effort you've already put in? Yeah. I'm just like an efficiency person. Why exert extra?
She's like not a planner, but an efficiency person. I think we both are.
Yeah.
Like obviously that doesn't work in every single aspect of our life. I look back and I'm like, I wish I was a little bit more efficient at that. But I think if you start to think of it, I mean, it's just going to save you stress and save you time in the long run, and it just makes more sense for your brand, and it keeps everything cohesive, as we like to say. It's like our new word.
Cohesive. It's our best word.
Word of the day. Cohesive.
Cohesive. Tip number 5 is to set actual reminders and then draft posts before they're due. Which
dun dun dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
This is so hard for me. It gives me absolute anxiety with her even saying that phrase right now. Like my palms, I'm not even kidding, are sweating because I'm not a planner.
No.
And I already have 3 that are like ready to go, but it takes, sometimes it will take me 5 to 10 minutes to click what day I want to schedule it for, because I'm like, wait, what's this? Is that going to be the best boost time? Is that going to be this? Is that going to be this? Which is all important stuff. But sometimes just getting in the habit of doing that and making yourself set those dates and set those plans out is literally, in the end, after like 2 weeks of doing it, it'll be like a habit.
Yeah.
What is that? It's like 27 days to form a habit or something like that. So if you try something for like a month and you just try planning out your posts for a month, even if it's 1 post a week. You don't have to be some big blogger that does 3 things. If you do 1 blog post a week and you plan that out for the same day every single week for a month, I guarantee when the month ends, you will love the fact that you did that, and you won't even have to think about doing it in the next month.
Right.
And I'm the one that just got anxiety from you saying that, so where's
so
coming
CA
from?
can do it.
Yeah.
Everyone can do it. How's that for encouragement?
Shut it.
I'm sorry, I have to. Yeah, so by drafting posts, I don't mean like sit down in one sitting and draft your entire post like beginning to end and then schedule it. I mean like work on the part you want, like make your little Pinterest images that you're going to put at the bottom. Write 1 paragraph that you feel inspired about, like edit your pictures, and kind of come back to it 2 or 3 times. And not only is that going to help you like write better content, it's going to help you not get burnt out because you don't have to like sit down the night before and do a post from like beginning to end, and then like also check your grammar and also check all your links.
I can't even tell you the amount of times I've done that. It's been like the day I want to post, and maybe I even thought of the post and what the title was going to be and all that stuff, but then all of a sudden the day comes and I'm like, oh my god, I need to find my shop the post, I need to edit this picture, I need to upload this, and you're like freaking out literally up until the time you're hitting publish. It's not as much enjoyment once you hit publish because you're just like, oh my god, thank god that's done.
It feels like school.
I got it in. Yeah, like
my paper's due. I have to stay up till 2 in the morning.
Basically, though.
It is.
So I think Kara has a great point that, I mean, you don't even have to do the full thing. If you can, knock it out, girlfriend. I'm all about it. But if you can't, like, just start prepping things. Yeah.
If you're in a writing mood, like, write a bunch of content.
If you're in the mood to take a bunch of posts and you have outfits planned or gifts planned that you've gotten or sponsored posts, go take a bunch of posts and then write the post, or go take a bunch of photos and then write the post after. Every blogger does it differently. I think some bloggers write the posts and then they like to take the photos. Some take the photos, they like to write the post. Yeah. And some just go off extremely like sponsored or content things, and then they just do daily depending on how high of content that you have sponsored or not.
But I think the main thing is kind of back to the batching thing, like group tasks that are similar, because like the startup and wind down time, you're going to eliminate it. You're just going to sit there and like make all your Pinterest images for like 5 posts, or shoot all these outfits, and by grouping stuff together, it's like way more efficient, you get way more done, and then you have time to go eat tacos afterwards. This is the theme of this whole one.
Or pasta.
Tacos. Or pasta.
For people like me.
Okay, so then...
What else you got on that list there, cutie?
Tip number 6 is leave yourself room to be flexible. This is probably CJ's favorite tip.
Yes. Yay! Wine time!
Wine time! So the idea with your content plan is that it's going to give you direction and keep you on track as far as like a kind of a big picture strategy. What it isn't is like daily things that you have to do every day, because that's going to become stressful if you plan that specifically, because then when you don't get them done, you're really going to feel unaccomplished. So when you're planning content, leave yourself flexibility, leave yourself space to be spontaneous. Like if you want to just randomly post something, you should allow yourself to like work that in. Everything shouldn't be so planned to a T. I mean, I guess even if you're a planner, maybe you like that. I don't know.
I was going to say, maybe some people really like that, which is obviously great, but I was just telling Kara today that with Planoly, this will be blog or reel right now, it has sometimes there's days where I'm like almost over planning my feed.
Yeah.
Where like sometimes I'll have the 3 days planned out, and maybe I should just step away from the Planoly and I'll be able to plan the rest of the 3 days out the next day. But sometimes I'll sit there and just stress about it. I'm like, well, if that doesn't go there, that should go here. I can move it here.
It's like a puzzle.
Literally, it is like a puzzle. You can just
Feed
kind of
puzzle.
move everything around. And that can be a benefit, but also don't get yourself lost in it and don't lose like your creative, free-spirited mind when it comes to Instagram, because I think it shows when you just post randomly. Like I think I just posted a cheeseburger last Saturday and like I hadn't done something like that. And it honestly, I was like almost had anxiety from it because I was like, I don't want to post this. I'm like, do I do this? I'm like, God.
Is anyone gonna like my cheeseburger?
Is anyone gonna like it? I'm like, I'm over it. I ate the cheeseburger. I love the cheeseburger. And there's gonna be somebody out of my followers that loves the cheeseburger.
Yeah.
And it was fine. I survived. My feed is fine.
And
So living like that is just like kind of live by the moment as you can, but like we said in the beginning,
have structure.
yeah,
to
if you
your
have those
spontaneity.
planned posts out, yeah. Oh, say that again.
Have structure to your spontaneity. There's some
Loved that.
some alliteration for you grammar.
Loved that. Because it'll just make your life easier. Still having the planned post, but then also just like I said, going to brunch with your girlfriends, and it's the most adorable shake setup ever. You have to take a picture.
Yeah.
Post it, please. I want to see it.
Yeah.
I want to see it.
Me too. I like brunch.
Yeah. Yay.
Yeah, but along those lines, I think you've probably seen feeds where like they feel so perfectly curated that they're just like not relatable. It's like everything is perfectly pink and like
Here were my
That's
shoes
not a
I wore
world that
yesterday.
you live
Here was
in.
the sweater I wore today. Here is the t-shirt I wore. It's like, okay, we get it.
yeah.
But like, what did you do today?
Yeah, so it's like not relatable because it's like too curated. And I think that can kind of carry over into like planning. If you're like too planned, you're not relatable as a person because even if you're a planner, you are not 100% planned all the time. And if you are, we need you literally
Please
hire
do a
you.
podcast so we can learn your ways.
Yes.
Because that would be huge.
Okay, so kind of some content strategy, just quick tips.
If you guys have any questions, obviously just shoot them. The reason I keep looking down, for people that don't know, is I'm actually watching the live because we have such a setup that we can't read that far.
You're like way far away.
So we're obviously trying to be as active and interactive as we can. So if you have any questions on like any tips, or if you have a tip that you want to share on how you plan your posts, comment in this live or DM us sometime if you watch this live afterwards on stories, and let us know, because we're all about community and we're all about learning from one another. Because even though Kara and I are the ones running My Haute Society, we've been super honest with you guys. We're not perfect.
We're not planners.
Yeah, we're not planners.
So.
We don't make millions off of blogging. We don't have 30,000 followers. Like, we're just like you guys. We've just been doing it for a lot of years, and we've learned from a lot that we've done, and we just want to kind of share that knowledge with as many people as we can. But we're also about people sharing with us to help My Haute Society and to help us as bloggers as we continue to grow as well. So, open to all.
Definitely.
Lovers.
Yeah. So we'll just wrap up with some content strategy tips. The first one is to think about industry cycles. We talked about this a little bit with the holidays, but like the best example is probably buy cycles in fashion. So if you think about fashion, like the September runway is stuff for spring. So that means in September, you're going to be like scouting out your content and thinking about what kind of looks are in for spring, what kind of trends you want to post about.
Yeah, like what's your favorite trends, what's going to work in with your styles, and then trying to find pieces that, obviously you don't need to buy your spring skirts and dresses in September, because again, I'm not a
Probably
planner.
not out yet.
And they're not out yet, and it would just be difficult to be able to do that. But to start to Kara's point, getting your mindset around what you're going to want to do is, again, going to benefit you months down the road, not even just the week of planning your posts.
So like content scouting months and months before, and then like a couple months before, you're starting to like buy your pieces. Maybe in February you're starting to do some photo shoots, and that way you can start posting spring trends like early March. So you're
Freeze our butts off there.
Yeah.
Like right now, everyone was like dying of shooting fall stuff because it's been so warm. I feel like throughout the entire country.
We're like all in our scarves and sweating because we're like
90 degrees. You're like, but it's September. So February we'll all be in our mini skirts, and you guys can look at our little red legs as we stand there trying to take spring content pictures.
Seriously though. So the first thing is industry cycles, and that has to do with like products. When products come out, planning ahead to know when to like think about them, buy them, shoot them. Then the next thing is marketing cycles. So this is more specific to like the holidays. So it's not just like when the products are coming out, but it's when brands are thinking about like marketing their stuff. So like holiday campaigns, for most brands, they start planning around September because it's like the beginning of the quarter. Some even before that. Some are like planning in July because for brands like the holidays, like their biggest sales season. So
if they're a huge brand, they have specific teams that are only meant to plan ahead of the game. Yeah. And for holidays.
Which they just must love Christmas.
Or what if they don't? That would suck if you were like put on that team. Hopefully they all love Christmas, but I just thought of that. I was like, whoa, that would suck.
Like February, you're like, it's over.
Thank God.
Yeah, so thinking about, it doesn't have to do with just the holidays. Like marketing cycles kind of happen quarterly. So like there's probably spring campaigns. There's probably like summer campaigns. So think about not only your industry and the products.
Valentine's Day campaigns. Like even just think of the holidays that are coming up months from when you are thinking about their content. Usually most businesses, like Macy's, even though they're not going to probably sell like tons and tons for a Valentine's Day or something, it's not like a Christmas where they have all these products and all these things. They're still going to have advertisements about it. So if you have a fun blush pink dress you can find that you start planning for, that you can post a month or two before Valentine's Day, women can then plan if they want to buy that or how they want to style their outfit for Valentine's Day. Or if you're a food blogger or a lifestyle blogger and you pick out your favorite date night spots in Denver and you want to post something about that a month and a half before Valentine's Day, then people can look to you to know where they can go with their husband or their boyfriend or their girlfriends if it's Galentine's, whatever it is. You can think about even just the holidays. Sorry to break up your the quarterly thing is really good, but even just to keep it simpler,
like
shorter time frames and just going off of what's going on and St. Patty's Day, football season. A ton of girls plan
like
for
tailgating outfits.
Yeah, and game day looks and everything, which is something I totally miss this year. But
it's still going on.
True, I guess.
We should do
Super Bowl.
one.
Yeah. See, this is what happens. So you can think of even just little things like that. But I'll let Carrie go on the quarterly thing again.
Oh, I mean, I pretty much jumped that. So yeah, the reason we're even doing this topic is because we just had a November content creation guide that came out.
We posted about it a little bit on our feed as well as our stories.
And the blog.
Obviously.
But you can go to the blog. There's also a link in our bio on Instagram where you can actually just go download it. It has...
If you're a member.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if you're not a member, you can sign up to the email list and get it for free.
Perfect. I was going to say make sure.
Yeah. So it has ideas for like each different like fashion, food, travel, fitness, like different topics by category.
Lifestyle, beauty, all of those.
And then different topics by like specific holidays in November, which I don't know if Black Friday is a holiday, but it's like a thing.
Cyber Monday, like all those things.
Yeah,
like if you're
Tuesday.
A blogger that posts Sunday nights, or even if you're not a blogger that posts Sunday nights or Monday, and you want to add something to your list for Cyber Monday because Instagram's obviously everything's basically online that we do. You can create a guide of the favorite deals that you know you're going to be shopping Cyber Monday, and you post it at 3 a.m. because everyone's up at 3 a.m. on Cyber Monday to shop them. And then yours content is something that if someone gets on their phone to look at it and Googles Cyber Monday sales and your hashtag comes up with your post, you're going to get traffic for something that you might not do and you might not post on Mondays, but it's just something to be aware of. And it's little days like that obviously Thanksgiving, woo, obviously you're going to do that. Like, we get it. That's the bigger ones. But, like, the littler ones, to Kara's point, Black Friday.
There's National Pizza Day this month, which is really important. So.
Really, like, I miss National Pasta Day, and I am really sad because, like, I have great pasta recipes I could have shared, and I was not planned out for it, guys. Slap me in the face.
You're going to be this month because we have a guide.
Yeah, but this month I'm going to look at our guide, know what National Pizza Day is, and I have a ton of great pizza pictures still from Italy, and you guys better watch out.
Yeah, for serious.
I will post it.
So this guide is the coolest. There is like
super cool.
A weekly thing that gives you like where you can plan out each like post for Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, whatever. If you like little calendars that are cute because it's real cute. And then and then there's like wallpaper. Like there's a phone calendar wallpaper background and a desktop version that has all the little holidays on it. So yeah, it's free. Go snag it. It's gonna help you get organized.
Super beneficial. Honestly, I think shouldn't even go into detail as much effort that she put into kind of creating some of the different tidbits she put under each one of the categories. It's great. It's honestly stuff even I was reading over and I was like, wow. I was like, I wouldn't have even thought of this. Yeah, so it's definitely, I mean, even if you're not huge into blogging or anything, if you're like, I don't want to plan out my posts. I'm a rebel and I can live on the edge. When you go look at that, you might be like, oh, I guess maybe I will think about this gift guide I want to post in the next 3 weeks or something, and it'll get your head just moving in a direction that maybe you wouldn't have thought of in your own, which is a huge benefit of why we like running My Haute Society together, because we get ideas and thought processes that me, myself, wouldn't have thought of, or Kara herself wouldn't have thought of, and that's kind of what we wanted to do with that November content, is be your best friend that's just online and helping push out ideas to you, and just making your life way easier for these upcoming holiday months, so...
And I am planning to do another one that's more holiday specific, as far as gift guides and how to really maximize your affiliate revenue, and kind of digging deeper into just instead of planning content, how to really do it. So that one will be members only, I think. Hopefully November 1st, so that's coming down the pipe. So, just to let you know.
Down the pipe.
Just because if I say it out loud, then it's I'm held accountable and I have to make it. And so that's another thing that I do in planning is if I tell people I'm going to do something, I'm more likely to do it than if I tell myself, because I can be no, self, you are wrong. I don't need to do this.
Or you just get really mad at yourself and put yourself down, which is not going to ever benefit you with blogging, because then you're just going to feel bad that oh, I didn't get those 5 email pitches out that I wanted to get, and now I'm just behind the game and I'm just not even going to pitch at all. And it's well, you're kind of missing the point. Just because 2 days went by doesn't mean you can't pitch. But I do think, again, that goes into working together. We deal with different things in the business. Kara does a lot of the guides. Some of the charts, all of the numbers, as we've told you. While I'm doing a lot of the email marketing, I run a lot of our social media accounts, and that is something that we're being able to hold each other accountable for. And it's oh, did you end up getting that done? It's oh, let me actually do that.
Yeah, actually,
put the link in the thing, or hey, did you end up emailing that person back? Oh my God, let me go to answer that. And it just keeps you accountable. So maybe this is a tip we didn't even think about, but maybe
it's not even on the list, but it's a really good
have a friend, if you have a blogger girlfriend too that you're friends with, and you guys talk about what content you're gonna plan, then you guys can each hold accountable. Oh, I finished my Thanksgiving outfit wear and why I feel blessed in Thanksgiving. What have you done? Hashtag blessed. What did you end up finishing yours? And then it's oh crap, I shot the look but I never did the post, or I wrote the post but I never shot the look. And then you maybe oh my God, let's shoot together, and everything just becomes way more fun instead of the alternative, I told you, where you're just honestly going into a dark hole of negativity and helps no one get anywhere.
And if you don't have a friend and you're a member, the good news is you can go to...
I was just going to say that.
Go to My Haute Society /members/directory, and there's literally just a list of all of our members, and you can just pick a friend that looks nice and shoot them an email.
They all look nice.
Or follow them on Instagram. And
DM them. It's as easy as DMing. You don't even have to shoot a formal email. Formal emails are so overrated usually. So just DM them and be girl, what's up? I saw you on My Haute Society. I'm a member too. I would love to know any of your ideas of what you're planning on doing for Christmas, or I'd love to go grab coffee with you and just shoot the shit. I don't want to swear, but you can just kind of work with them. And we also have something fun that is a community board where you can basically just go post, give a little intro about yourself, why you blog, what your blog's about. So if you go look and see some of the intros that people have done, you might find someone that
read about them first,
relates to exactly what you like to do. So there's a lot of benefits from the community that we have if you become a member, which is less than, I realized, a Dunkin' Donuts dozen, which is only $9.99, which I was not aware of. I thought it was $13 or $14. But our membership is less than $9.99 a month. And to be able to be a part of a community with a bunch of girlfriends who are backing you up, and then also being able to have benefits of all of the different workbooks and the member exclusive things and the events that we throw on is a huge thing that can lead to paid collaborations, and if not even just relationships in the business, to lead to future paid collaborations.
And here's a nerdy math secret. So
here she comes.
Whoop, whoop. So we have an affiliate program where if you refer a friend, you make $8. So if you were literally to refer...
I can buy a venti coffee by referring a friend, Kara?
Or if you literally were a slacker and just referred one friend a month, your membership would be free.
Every single month that you keep referring a friend.
Killed it, you could make hundreds of dollars a month, which is better than a lot of the affiliate programs I'm a part of. It's
oh my God.
Oh, you sold a $50 pair of boots? Here's 50 cents.
Yeah. And then you'll get paid out in 5 months. But not really.
Yeah.
So I won't even go into detail about that, but
anyway. Hopefully these tips were helpful. If you have any questions, you can shoot us an email or you can DM us.
Yeah, and we'll have this obviously in our stories. So if you missed it or if you want someone to watch it that you thought it would benefit, we'll have it for the next 24 hours in our stories, and then it goes live onto our blog. So,
and YouTube, if you're a YouTube person.
Yeah, which we're trying to get into too. So if you have any tips on that, let us know. Or if you want to do a podcast because you're a huge YouTuber, let us know. We'd be more than happy to interview people. We are just kind of leaving the door open, as obviously we're reaching out to a ton of people ourselves, but leaving the door open to people that are interested in it, because we are all about community. So we don't care if you're 1,000 followers only, but if you have knowledge that can help everyone else, please come to us and share it. We are so open to that.
And then hopefully in exchange you can get some exposure and maybe grow your following, so it's like a win-win.
Yeah, and maybe work with us in the future on events and whatnot to be a part of. So there's a lot of benefits that we're trying to bring to My Host Society. And we've done podcasts now. We're getting a few of them in the loose. We did a funny mess up this morning, which we'll share with you later on, I'm sure, next week.
Yeah.
But we want to be real with you guys, and we're learning as we go as well, trying to keep it as real as we can. But stay tuned, because we're going to have a few fun podcasts planned for the next few weeks that have interviews with really cool people from all ends of the industry of blogging.
Like brands, industry experts, bloggers themselves.
Numbers people, photographers.
Yeah.
So just a lot of different people that we're trying to bring in to benefit all of you, with no matter what type of direction you're going with your blog or your brand or whatever it is. Mm-hmm. We want to benefit as many people as we can, although it's always going to be around blogging and branding and stuff, and we're never going to bring in like someone random and not be able to give you any tips on helping grow your brand, because we just don't know if that really makes sense. So,
like, you can read about general business tips yourself. There's textbooks.
Yeah.
Like, go all out.
Yeah, like, and we'll even throw some of that stuff onto the blog. You know, there's some of the things that we have coming out that are going to be different numbers and charts to give you guys a lot of the numbers and everything that are out in the blogging world, so you guys don't have to do all the research yourself. However, we are going to keep these live sessions and podcasts geared towards blogging and branding, because we know that's why you guys are here. We know that's why you guys are a part of our membership and paying to be a part of our membership. Mm-hmm. And we want to give you guys exactly what you came here for. We don't want to fluff around and kind of give you guys unneeded information that maybe helps you in one aspect of your life.
Yeah.
We're not life coaches.
We're here to help you grow your blog.
Yeah. We're not life coaches.
Not very inspirational, so if you're looking for that, like, probably the wrong spot.
Yeah. I mean, go to like my page. I'm pretty positive, but that's about it. But in My Host Society, we really just want to help you guys grow your businesses. We don't want to tell you how to be positive every single day.
Yeah.
If that makes sense with what I'm spewing out of my mouth right now. I swear I've literally only had one glass of wine.
I know,
I'm not
we
even
just
done
can't
with
talk
it yet.
today. It's been rough.
It's like we said, we both had really long weeks, so we have a lot kind of going on. So, but to end this, we are going to have a ton of things coming out in these next few weeks. We have a fun event in the making for November, potentially 2 actually, and then we're trying to kind of set up happy hours and whatnot so we can get to know a lot of you blogger babes and just have a good time together. I know the holidays can be stressful. People are in and out. There's family visiting. There's no family visiting. You're sad because of it. Whatever it is, we're going to be those people that are just kind of gearing it up and keeping it real. And we're here for questions, love, drinks, tacos, pizza, carbs. Anything carbs.
Yes, definitely. Well, thanks for joining us, and if you missed it, you wouldn't know, but you can catch it on the website.
And like I said, it'll be in our story for 24 hours, so if you're just getting in late, I know a couple of people that just signed on, which I'm sorry we're ending it. We've been talking for like 45 minutes or longer.
You get to rewatch the whole thing. It's great.
So we will share this in our story. You guys can catch it there, and then, like Kara said, it'll be on our website as well. Stay tuned for podcasts. Stay tuned for more wine. Have a great weekend, you guys. We're seriously almost there, and the memberships are less than 99 cents.
We're not the dollar store.
$9.99 Dunkin' Donuts doesn't.
We can't math today.
I'm not the numbers person, so don't look at